안녕하세요, 터미입니다. Let's have fun learning Korean today. The grammar we will learn today is first, 니은 는다니까 because he, she says that. Second, 니은 는다니까요. I'm telling you that. I told you. And finally, 니은 는다고요. I said. If you learn today's grammar, you will be able to use expressions like 그날 외계인을 내 눈으로 똑똑히 봤다니까요. I told you I saw the aliens clearly with my own eyes that day. Like this example, you will be able to articulate your point of view more clearly. Putting strength in your story like a native Korean, I'm sure you'll become a supermaster of intermediate Korean. You are all so talented, so let's achieve our goals. 그럼 시작할게요. First grammar, 니은 는다니까 is a contraction of 니은 는다고 하니까 since he or she says that. It is indirect speech. It doesn't matter if you add 가 or not, but Korean people use the form with 가 often in conversation. You use 니은 는다니까 for verbs. You attach 니은다니까 if a verb stem does not have a final consonant. For example, 가다 to go does not have a final consonant. So you add 니은다니까 to make 간다니까 since he says he goes. If a stem has a final consonant, you add 는다니까 to the stem. For example, 먹다 to eat has a final consonant. So you add 는다니까 to make 먹는다니까 since he says he eats. For adjectives, you use 다니까 regardless of a final consonant. This is easy as a pie. For nouns, you add 이라니까. Okay, now let's check it out with an example sentence. 친구가 10분 이내로 도착한다니까 좀만 더 기다려보죠. Because my friend says he will arrive within 10 minutes, let's wait a little longer. Here, 도착하다 to arrive is a verb without a final consonant. So what do you have to add? 니은다니까. Yes! You attach 니은다니까 to make 도착한다니까 because my friend says he will arrive. Let's look at the next example sentence. 오늘은 오빠가 바쁘다니까 내일 만나기로 했어. Because Oppa says he's busy today, I decided to see him tomorrow. Here, 바쁘다 to be busy is an adjective. So, what do you have to add? 다니까. Yes. You attach 다니까 to make 바쁘다니까 because he says he's busy. Let's look at the next sentence. 우리 손주가 요리는 이번이 처음이라니까 잘 좀 가르쳐 주세요. Since my grandson says this is his first time cooking, please teach him well. Here, 처음, first time is a noun with a final consonant. So you attach 이라니까 to make 처음이라니까 since my grandson says this is his first time. Quiz! Now let's master this indirect speech through quizzes. What number will be in the blank? 네가 나를, 나도 너를 믿을게. Since you say you believe in me, I will believe in you too. Number 1, 믿으니까. Number 2, 믿는다니까. The correct answer is number 2. Since 믿다, to believe, is a verb with a final consonant, you attach 는다니까 to make 믿는다니까 because you say you believe. Number 1 is wrong because 믿으니까 means since I believe. It does not have the meaning of indirect speech. Okay? Now let's read it with a feeling of trust. 네가 나를 믿는다니까 나도 너를 믿을게. Please read it until you can put your heart into it. Now, on to the next quiz. 언니가 아프다니까 집에 가봐야 될 것 같아요. Since my sister says she's not feeling well, I think I need to go to her house to check on her. Number 1, 아픈다니까. Number 2, 아프다니까. The correct answer is number 2. 아프다, not feeling well, is an adjective. So you attach 다니까 to the stem to make 아프다니까. Number 1 is wrong because 아프다 is an adjective. The right conjugation is 다니까, not 니은다니까. Okay? Now let's read it with an anxious feeling. 언니가 아프다니까 집에 가봐야 될 것 같아요. Please practice until you can say it naturally. Now let's look at the second grammar. 니은 는다니까요 means I'm saying that. I told you. I'm telling you. You use it when a listener does not accept what you said and you express frustration over the fact that you have to repeat the message you already said.
Teacher, I have a question. What's the difference between 니은 는다니까 and 니은 는다니까요?
Excellent question. That's right. They have very similar forms and it's very confusing. I will explain the difference with a table. Ta-da! This first grammar is indirect speech with 는다니까 since he or she says. It tells you how to act or think based on what someone else has said. So you can use it as a reason in the middle of the first and second clauses. For example, as in the previous quiz, 언니가 아프다니까 집에 가봐야 될 것 같아요. Since my sister says she's not feeling well, I guess I need to go to her house to check on her. For this, you use this grammar in the middle of a sentence as indirect speech. You use the second grammar, 는다니까요, to emphasize my opinion rather than conveying indirect speech. You use this grammar at the end of a sentence. For example, your sister is very sick and you have to go to check on her, but no one pays attention to what you said. In such a case, you will get angry and say, 언니가 아프다니까요. I'm telling you my sister is not feeling well. Like this, you can use it with emphasis at the max. Through this grammar, you can let out all your frustrations. Now that you have a clear head, let's look at the conjugation. For verbs, you use 니은 는다니까요. You attach 니은다니까요 if a verb stem does not have a final consonant. For example, 가다 to go does not have a final consonant. So you add 니은다니까요 to make 간다니까요. I'm telling you I will go. If a stem has a final consonant, you add 는다니까요 to the stem. For example, 먹다 to eat has a final consonant. So you add 는다니까요 to make 먹는다니까요. I'm telling you I will eat. For adjectives, you use 다니까요. For nouns, you use 이라니까요. Okay, now let's see how a speaker emphasizes his opinion. 이 약 먹어봐. 이거 먹으면 금방 낫는다니까. Take this medicine. I'm telling you, you'll get better in no time after taking this. It is like a magic medicine, isn't it? Here, 낫다 to get better is a verb with a final consonant. So you attach 는다니까 to make 낫는다니까. I'm telling you, you'll get better. Let's look at the next sentence. 아니, 날 못 믿어요? 진짜라니까요? Wait, you don't believe me? I'm telling you it's true. You might use this kind of sentence for your friend, right? Here, 진짜, true is a noun without a final consonant. So what do you have to add?
라니까요.
Yes, you add 라니까요 to make 진짜라니까요. I'm telling you it's true. You can also use this grammar in context where the speaker himself is simply emphasizing what he wants to convey, as in the following example sentence. 이해해주는 사람은 너밖에 없다니까. I'm telling you, there is no one but you who understand me. Sounds like a cheesy sentence which might appear in Korean dramas. Anyway, here, 없다 to be not is an adjective with a final consonant. So what do you have to add? 다니까. Right. So it becomes 없다니까. There is no one, which emphasizes what the speaker wants to say. Quiz! Now let's further max out the emphasis through a quiz. What number will be in the blank? 아까 말했잖아. 난 정말. I told you earlier. I'm telling you, I really don't know. Number 1, 모른다니까. Number 2, 모르니까. Can you feel the frustration of the speaker? The correct answer is number 1. 모르다, to not know, is a verb without a final consonant. So you add 니은다니까 to make 모른다니까. I'm telling you I don't know. Number 2 is wrong because 모르니까 means since I don't know. You cannot show your frustration through this grammar. Now let's read it with the annoyed feeling. 아까 말했잖아. 난 정말 모른다니까. Now let's look at the next quiz. 괜찮아. 안 데려다 줘도 I'm fine. I'm telling you I'm fine even if you don't take me with you. Number 1, 괜찮은다니까. Number 2, 괜찮다니까. The correct answer is number 2. 괜찮다, I'm fine is an adjective. So you attach 다니까 to make 괜찮다니까. I'm telling you I'm fine. Usually if a girl is saying this, she is not okay most of the time. So be careful. Number 1 is grammatically incorrect. Okay? Now let's read it together. 괜찮아. 안 데려다 줘도 괜찮다니까? Please try to read it so that you can properly express your feelings to your friends. Let's look at the last grammar with some verb. 는다고요 has 2 meanings. The first is I said that. You can use it when you repeat what you said. This expression is similar to the one we just learned. The second meaning is did you say? When you want to ask what the other person just said.
Hey teacher, wait for a second. What is the difference between 는다니까요, I'm telling you, which you just taught me, and 는다고요, I said? That's right. They sound very similar, right? It's almost boggles the mind. But there are subtle differences. Let's see a table together. First of all, you use 는다니까요 when a listener doesn't believe what you say. So you have to repeat it and say, I'm telling you. For example, 나 내일 미국에 간다. I'm going to the United States tomorrow. 뭐라고? 거짓말 하지 마. What? Don't lie to me. 진짜라니까. I'm telling you it's true. Like this, B doesn't believe A's story, so B emphasizes his opinion and uses 진짜라니까. I'm telling you it's true. Next, you can use 는다고요 when the other person didn't catch what you said. So you repeat the same thing. It sounds a bit blunt, therefore be careful when you use it. For example, 나 내일 미국에 간다. I'm going to the United States tomorrow. 뭐라고? What? 나 미국에 간다고. I said I'm going to the United States tomorrow. Did you understand the difference? Yes, I hope so. About the conjugation, you use 는다고요 for verbs, 다고요 for adjectives, and 이라고요 for nouns. Here is an example sentence in which the speaker repeats her own words and say, I said. 저 1시에 떠날게요. I'll leave at 1 p.m.
뭐라고 했어? What did you say?
1시에 떠난다고요.
I said I'll leave at 1 o'clock. 알았어. I understand. This grammar might give the impression that a lady is a bit angry or annoyed, so you might want to use it carefully. Here, 떠나다, to leave, is a verb without a final consonant. So what do you have to add? 니은다고요. Yes, you attach 니은다고요 to make 떠난다고요. I said I leave. For the next sentence, you can see how to use this grammar to ask back or confirm what the other person has said. 제가 사람 좀 찾고 있는데 혹시 상민 씨 아세요? I'm looking for someone, but do you know 상민? 누굴 찾는다고요? Who did you say that you were looking for? Here, 찾다, to look for, is a verb with a final consonant. So, what do you have to add? 는다고요. Yes, you attach 는다고요 to make 찾는다고요. Who did you say you were looking for? In the example above, you raise the pitch at the end of the sentence like 찾는다고요? Let's see the next example. 오빠가 그 많은 걸 혼자 다 한다고? 그건 무리야. You said you do all this stuff by yourself? That's too much. Here, 하다, to do, is a verb without a final consonant. So you attach 니은다고 to make 한다고. You said you do this. In addition, I translate 오빠 as you in English because there is no right word for 오빠 in English, okay? Quiz! Now let's nail the grammar through the quiz. What number will be in the blank? 약속 날짜가. Did you say today is the appointed day? Number 1, 오늘이라고요? Number 2, 오늘이고요. The correct answer is number 1. 오늘, today, is a noun with a final consonant. Therefore, what do you have to add? 이라고요. Yes, you attach 이라고요 to make 오늘이라고요. Number 2 is grammatically wrong sentence, so don't choose it. Now let's read it as if you are checking the date. 약속 날짜가 오늘이라고요? Please practice until you can say it smoothly. Now let's look at the next quiz. 아이가 벌써 고추를. Did you say your kids already eat chili pepper? Number 1, 먹다고요? Number 2, 먹는다고요? The correct answer is number 2. It could be a little bit tricky for you. Let's see it together. 먹다 is to eat. So what do you have to add? 는다고요. Yes! You add 는다고요 to make 먹는다고요. Did you say your kids eat? Number 1 is wrong because you use 다고요 for adjectives. 먹다, to eat, is a verb. Okay? Now let's read it with the feeling of unbelievable. 아이가 벌써 고추를 먹는다고요? Please read it until you can express your surprise. Homework time! But before the homework, I will show you an interesting sentence. It said 안 된다고? 아니, 된다니까? Did you say it doesn't work? No, I'm telling you it works. This is fun punning, right? Did you spot today's grammar? 된다니까 means I'm telling you it works. Now, I will give you 2 assignments. First, please write the grammar you learned today. For the first sentence, you use 니은 는다니까 since he or she says that. For example, 건강이 회복되셨다니 정말 다행입니다. Since you said your health has recovered, I am very happy. For the second sentence, you use 니은 는다니까요. I'm telling you. For example, 왜 내 말 안 믿어? 내가 진짜로 귀신을 봤다니까. Why don't you believe my story? I'm telling you that I really saw a ghost. Wow, if it's true or not, I don't want to see a ghost. For the third sentence, you use 니은 는다고요. I said that. For example, 그렇게 빨리 걸으면 못 따라간다고. If you walk that fast, I said I can't keep up with you. My friend would often tell me this line because I was walking too fast. The second homework is word memorization. Please memorize 40 words from number 1241 to 1280 on page 16 of the intermediate vocabulary list. I have made a word quiz of these 40 words available on my website, so please try it. That's all! Thank you again for your hard work today. I am truly happy to be able to study with such excellent students like you. I will continue to do my best in making videos so that you can enjoy learning Korean. 그럼 오늘도 행복 가득, 웃음 가득한 하루 되세요. 한국어 파이팅 파이팅 파이팅!